Hard, when you're that age to drop those extra pounds. How did you go all the way back?
Who you
down
calling
to
old, man?
Oh, okay, when you're that age, let's put it that way, not old. But you know what I mean? It's not like when you're 27 making that weight.
Well, I think that, again, it's motivation. I've always been a smaller guy. That's why I didn't even have a problem making the weight, because, when I put my mind into it, it just happens. Again, not a problem with the weight at all. But the motivation came in because I was in something that I wanted to be in. The excitement was there, the motivation was there, fighting the best fighter out there. This is where I wanted to be.
What do you think now with Inoye, the monster? Everybody's acting like this guy, like it's gonna knock your head off, basically, right? I mean,
they don't understand that, or in the word of the legendary Roy Jones, y'all must have forgot.
They forgot the left hook.
Yeah, the left hook. When Roy was saying and singing that song, y'all must have forgot, because they forgot that I'm that guy. I'm that guy that just takes everybody out with one punch.
Yesterday I talked to Luis Neri, La Panterita, and he said a lot of people are sleeping on you. He said he wouldn't be surprised at all if you win that fight. Like I said, everyone's like underdog, and he said that he thinks that's actually motivating you.
It is, and you see that the more that I'm in this division, the more that I started to see myself, and I started to recover my ability. The speed, the power is coming back all over again, and that's something that people just. They have a one side, they think that this is how it's supposed to be. There's an expectation, but sometimes with expectation doesn't truly come, or it doesn't really happen. I have my own ways of looking at things. I've been in this game, and the reason why he is the way he is because people fear him. Well, you get a guy who doesn't fear anybody.
Can you give us an update when and where? We're hearing the fall, but what can you say?
That's something that that's why I'm here with my promoter, because we were discussing the whole situation. We don't really know what's going on. I love the tournament. I love the concept, but one way or another, this is how I live. This is how I do things, and I want to fight. That's all I want to do is fight. And the thing about what's happening now and what my promoter and I is looking at is we don't know anything. We've reached out to them numerous times. We haven't reached out. We haven't had any proper date where it's gonna be, when it's gonna be. I need to fight. I want to fight, and that's how it's going to be. And whatever my promoter will decide to do, I'm going to follow him. I've always followed him, and that's how I will always be. I've always been the loyal kind of guy, and I love this concept.
Is it going to happen? I guess
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what it is. But in the meantime, if I don't hear anything, my promoter and I, we're going to move on.
When's the last time you heard something? They kind of ghosted on you, or?
Well, my promoter had talked to them, and they said they'll get back to them, but they haven't. The last time that we've heard from them was in my wife's birthday, June 21st. I know I got it right, baby. I got it right this time, okay? I didn't say the wrong birth date, okay? So that's pretty much it. We haven't heard anything, and again, I love the opportunity that they've given me, fighting the best out there, making me world champion all over again, and I want to fight. That's all it is, just to communicate and know exactly when I'll fight, and we'll be here.
Any problem with New Year's in terms of getting money and getting games free just to
well, let's just look at it this way. The tournament is supposed to be done in June or July. We're in July already. That's what it was supposed to be done, and I don't mind fighting till September, but
they owe you money as well?
No, and then we've always done it the right way. We've always reached out to them and followed the protocol to get the money and all of that stuff. We never had a problem with them, but the only thing is again, the tournament is supposed to be done by June or July, and we're ending July, and I was saying that, I'm still down to fight till September, but I don't think at this moment in time, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. But I want to fight. If they want to push it out that way, I'll fight. Just give me some fighters.
Bring it to another network? Have you spoken to Inoye's people? Maybe you can bring it to another network?
Well, that's what my promoter has been doing with them, just reaching out to them and just make the fight happen. Whatever decision that we're gonna make from here on, it's just we want communication, because we do want to fight, we do want to make things happen. But if that doesn't work, then we're willing to move on and make it happen some other time.
Still at 118. They're putting Inoye up there with Crawford and Canelo as top 5 pound for pound. Is that what you see when you watch him? He is that good?
I mean, he's good. Power-wise, how you doing, man? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, Petty? Good to see you, Petty. Yeah, so, he's a good fighter, but I can see that, the way he fought was just like a younger me. And he said it himself that he looked up to me growing as he was growing up. And a lot of his tendencies is the way I do things. And he's a great fighter. That's pretty much it. But when I look at it, the thing is, when it comes down to a fighter, there's not a fighter you ask, like, is he better than you? Is he good?
How do you think he's going to react to fighting someone who can match him in power?
That's something that no one has seen. He hasn't seen it himself. When he's in there with somebody, everybody's afraid of him. So he's able to do what he has to do. But you see a guy like me, who's not afraid to get hit, who's not afraid to punch. It becomes this: who's the biggest hooker of them all?
So that's what you think it's going to come down to?
Hey, it comes down to who. If he wants to hook, I'll hook with him.
Better knockouts, Argentinian or Montiel?
Both of them have their own greatness in them, and
You also, talking about how he's going to react to tasting power. Do you think there's going to be something there when you're able to if you're able to take his best punch? Do you think that's something new for him to experience too that can help you in this fight?
Definitely. I mean, that's something that we all have to answer the moment that we get inside the ring. But so it's something that we just kind of guess because we haven't seen it. All I know is that I'm not the guy to back up. I'm not the guy to play awesomeness. I'm a very dangerous guy. Yeah, he's a very dangerous guy, but I've been with guys bigger than him. Been with guys, strong as well. But I give him the biggest respect. I think he's a tremendous fighter.
How would you assert, look at his resume? What do you think just looking at his resume? What does it mean? Is it a good resume? Is it a great resume? Is it solid?
It's okay. I don't think it's a great resume. He's still young. He's fought guys that, you look at my resume, I fought world champions. I fought 11, 12 world champions in a row. He hasn't done that yet. And don't get me wrong, everybody's different and they go in there differently. It's like somebody who fights in the gym and they're tremendous, but when they get into the fight, they don't show up. It's just like that. So I don't look at resume in that way. All I know is that what I'm capable of and what he's capable of, and it's exciting.
Are you standing 118 after the tournament?
I'm a very small guy when it comes down to it. I've never had a problem with 118. I can play. I can play 126 to 115. That's what it comes down to.
Wow.
I can play. That's all. Yeah, that's it. Super fly, baby.
Mr. Donaire, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So you were on the game Fight Night Champion. What did you think about your rating on there? What do you think about right now having a game for boxing?
I'm just blessed, man. I'm blessed when it comes down to it. Now my rating, I think, with the experience, I think my rating's gonna go up.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And you were talking about Roy Jones, and then obviously Manny and yourself. What's it like when you get a little older and you lose that little half step that made you more freakishly athletic than everyone else? How tough is that to adjust to? And have you seen Manny adjust to it?
Well, I see Manny adjust to it, and that's why he looked good in this couple fight. The thing about it is when people don't understand if they don't accept who they are at that time, if they don't accept that they're diminishing their speed and all of that stuff, then they're always going to try to push the speed when it's not going to be there. Now you get a guy who has that experience and start to learn from themselves that timing is the key to beat somebody younger. Now if you can look at it that way, then you're in a good hands because now you're moving on to a different fighter, and going along with the right time.
Does Thurman have the timing, kind of like Marquez and Floyd did, to catch Manny when he's in and out? Does he have that good a timing and ability?
Thurman depends on who we're looking at. There's going to be two Thurman, like I said early on. If Thurman comes in as a guy who has the pride, the undefeated fighter, the athletic ability, or the guy who doesn't show up, hasn't fought in a while, or a guy who's has a shoulder and all this other stuff, and just haven't been active, and whoever shows up from there, we'll see, But I think that Thurman has all the ability to make it happen. I think he has the ability to move fast, to be athletic, to use his speed, to use his reach, and he can make the fight difficult for Manny. But that depends on who shows up now.
Do you mean that depends on Thurman's intangibles, his willingness to walk through the fire and
he seems like he's willing to go out there and make it happen, But that's just how that's something that's why we're here to watch the fight. You know.
And lastly, with Manny being in town, you being in town, would you say your top 3 Filipino American fighters ever? Manny, Flash, Lourdes?
I think so. I think that there's a lot of tremendous guys out there. I'll leave it up to the guys, to the crowd, to make it happen. I myself doesn't really care too much about that. If people say I am, then I am. But if they don't, that's fine with me as well. I don't really have anything with that. But when it comes down to the tournament, ask this man right here.
Great segment.